Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I'm so excited to be able to be doing another one for you guys. But before we jump into this video, let me introduce myself for any of you who may be new to my channel and don't know who I am. So my name is Mystical Essence and I am an intuitive tarot card reader, oracle card reader, astrologer, and spiritual mentor. I have 13 plus years under my belt, helping people, mentoring people along their spiritual journey. It's really my love and my passion, and it's what I love to do. I love to help empower people. I love to see people excel in their own spiritual growth and development, and I want to do everything I can to help you guys with that too, and to help empower you as spiritual beings, as physical beings, and in whatever other way I possibly can. So, if you are into tarot, if you're into astrology, or if you're into spirituality in general, please feel free to click the thumbs up button or give this channel a subscribe below. So, subscribing to this channel does send you notifications whenever I post a new video so you don't miss any of my content. So with that being said, let's jump into this video, shall we? So in this video, we are going to talk about the Sabat of Imbolc. We're going to talk about when Imbolc occurs. We're going to talk about some of the themes connected in the focus of Imbolc, and we are also going to talk about what is going on in nature and how this all kind of ties into nature itself, because essentially all of the Sabbats that we celebrate in terms of the wheel of the year were all connected to the cycles and the seasons of the year. So what was celebrated was in connection with what was occurring in the natural world around them at that time of the year, which is pretty amazing. So that's what we're gonna get into in this video. So if this interests you, stick around and let's jump into this. So we are going to talk about, first off, when the Sabbat of Imbolc occurs. So there are two different dates for this, depending on which hemisphere of the world you live in. And I get asked this question a lot, is why is there two different dates? And that is the reason. The reason is because the Sabbats connect with the seasons, okay? So, as we all know, the northern hemisphere of the world goes through their seasons, but the southern hemisphere of the world is opposite the northern hemisphere, right? So, when we have winter, they have summer. So, when we're celebrating our winter Sabbats and our winter holidays, it doesn't make sense for them to be celebrating the winter holidays too, because they are experiencing summer. Their season is summer. So they tend to celebrate or go with the summer Sabbats and the summer holidays. So you're going to get different dates depending on which hemisphere of the world you live in. So, the first date is for the northern hemisphere of the world. If you live in the northern hemisphere of the world, this Sabbat is celebrated either on February 1st or February 2nd, depending on the year. Okay. If you live in the southern hemisphere of the world, it is celebrated on August 1st or August 2nd, depending on the year. So sometimes you have to research these dates because they do change yearly. And the reason for that is because they are based on the position of the sun. Okay, so again, this ties into astrology and the seasons, right? So essentially, Imbolc is the midpoint of winter. So it occurs when the sun is at 15 degrees in Aquarius. So that day can vary depending on the year. Does that make sense? And when exactly the sun hits that point. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was some themes connected to this time of year. So Imbolc, or the Sabbath of Imbolc, really connects to themes such as renewal, fresh starts, purifications, Awakening of the goddess, healing, nurturing, motherhood, and revitalization. Okay, now during this time of year, you also see a lot of initiations occur or rededications as well. So that's interesting. So we see the theme of these renewals and rebirths and connecting to nurturing and motherhood and all these things. But how does that fit into this Sabbath? Well, that's where you have to look at nature and what is going on in the natural world around us at that time to really kind of understand how all these themes connect in. So that's the next thing we're going to look at is what's going on in nature and how that kind of ties into the themes of this Sabbath. So the very last thing I wanted to talk about in this video was how the theme of Imbolc, particularly the theme of rebirth and regeneration and renewal, fits in with what is occurring in the natural world around us. Because again, these Sabbats, these holidays, these times of worship were based around nature and the cycles of nature. So when we understand what is going on in the world around us, in the natural world, we understand the themes of these Sabbats and holidays a little bit better. So what is occurring in the world around us during that time? And first off, I guess I should clarify what I mean by that time. So when I'm talking about that time, I'm looking at the time frame from the middle of winter all the way up until like the first day of spring, which is the equinox, okay? So during that time, we really do see life gradually returning to the earth. It's slow, but it does gradually return, right? During this time frame, we see the very first signs of life in the world around us. The weather gradually begins to warm up as the days get longer, right? The snow is melting into the ground, which makes the ground become softer. The soil becomes more moist. Animals are coming out from their hibernation and they're really beginning to reawaken, right? The ones that do hibernate are coming out of hibernation during this time as well. We start to see grass returning as the snow melts. We can see the greenery and the things underneath of it that the snow has been hiding. So it's really amazing to look around the natural world and see what is occurring during this time. We also see that people are starting to come out of their homes and they're starting to gather with people. So at this point, people have been really stuck inside their homes during the thick of winter. They're finally ready to break free and they're ready to reconnect with the rest of the world at large. They want to share their thoughts and their ideas and insights that they have gained over the winter from their time alone, right? So this is really too a big socialization as well. It is also the turning point from the harsh coldness of winter into the warmer parts of winter, right? So we've made it through at this point the harshest part of the winter for the most part. And now we're moving into those gradually warmer months as spring comes in, the snow starts melting, etc. The weather's warm up, you know. So this is a big thing to celebrate, really. And it's amazing to look at the natural world around us and see how everything is starting to come back to life during this time. Everything's starting to reawaken. And that's really where we see this theme of regeneration, rebirth, and renewal come in, which is a really, really honestly amazing thing to watch and to witness when we are aware enough to see all these incredible things that are happening. So that's what this Sabbath is really all about, is the renewal and regeneration of life in itself. Which kind of which leads us into the spring equinox, which I will talk about in another video. But it's really amazing to watch and witness and to see not only ourselves go through this process of renewal and regeneration, but to also see it happening in the world around us. So I hope you guys got some value from this video, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I hope you all have a wonderful and amazing Imbolc, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now, guys.